Hello, good morning, everyone. I am SS the Showstopper, and today is the 24th of January 2024, not 23. It's funny. I wrote down some things that I was going to say and incorporated in a video that I was planning to do on Valiant. And this morning I said I'm going to finish the video and I'm going to upload it. But a mind said to me that please check on social media. So I went on social media. When I checked, I saw wherein Jamal uploaded a diss track to Valiant. And can I tell you, it is speaking. It is speaking. The song is named Xerox, and it's a diss track to Valiant. I like it, and I'm going to explain why. This is well put together. The Xerox, is a company that does photocopying and stuff like that. And the entire content of the diss track is that Valiant is copying Jamal because he was one of the forerunners who came out and say that he started Dunce, hence his name being the moniker Jamal. And then all of a sudden, he see this guy by the name of Valiant coming out with Dunce when he was about Kachiat, a lie, and so he said that that's his emblem, that's his moniker, and why is Valiant running with it? He has spoke about it repeatedly. Also, Ragging King spoke about it also. So the entire content of the diss track is about him being a copycat and stuff. The reason I'm speaking on Jamal is that Jamal has a husky voice, right? And so having a husky voice, he came out and he threw punches. He dropped some lyrics in it or exposed. He also threw punches, battling in the song. Not only that, he changed flow. And his voice was very melodious. He added that melody to it so it could captivate the listeners. This is what I was talking about with the first TJ diss track song, when I said that it was monotonous and it was very monotonous, and he sounded as if he had a breathing problem, and he was recording the song according to how he was breathing. And that's what I said. And people came at me and say that Ramesh pay me, I'm doing PR work, this and that, and all these kind of things. So I broke it down to let people understand what they look for, what judges look for in a clash or when you're doing battle, and how you're supposed to sound and your delivery. If Jamal did not change melody, his delivery wouldn't have connected. He would have delivered, but it wouldn't have connected with the audience. Hence, he would have ended up with a poor delivery. But because he changed flow, he was very melodious and stuff. His cadence is good, because even when he do a little pause to rhyme in something about that, I don't remember, it sound real good, you understand? And he had that get back to the rhyming, and it sounds really good. The delivery is good, the delivery is on point. So he threw punches, he took jabs, he threw lyrics or exposed. He also spoke of so many things in it. He was battling, and that's what I like, and that's what we are looking forward for when clashing. And so kudos, big up to Jamal. He did a great job. Now what I wanted to speak on is the reason people perhaps do not like Valiant. Take out the entertainers out of it. Now when Valiant came on the scene, based on my knowledge and based on what I've seen and observed and what was reported, Valiant came out with something that went viral. He was being filmed or recorded, and he just say Father Dipo, Kachiata lie and stuff like that. And from then on, his career catapulted. Reason being, he had a story behind it where, he had a falling out with Popcorn, and he was saying that, he didn't support him and stuff like that. And so people use that storyline because people like gossip, right? So they use that as a storyline and they ran with it and they have supported him. Now he had done one controversial song after the other when he spoke about Dunce and all these kind of things. And, he created a wave on social media where people were saying that, you should not be promoting Dunce, you should not be promoting that kind of culture. You should be promoting education, intelligence. We see even school bags were being made with the emblem Dunce on it and stuff. A few entertainers, including Jamal, Ragging King, they didn't like that because according to them, they started it. They are the ones who started it from Montego Bay. So how dare this guy from nowhere who don't know what Dunce mean and what Dunce is all about? It's not just being uneducated or anything like that. Where does he get that from to come out and speak on it? You understand? But Valiant incorporated in music. That's the most I will say according to entertainers. So he doing one controversial song after the other didn't sit well with a lot of people. people, but they ran with it because it was trending. It's new, young people were looking at it, and all these, the target audience were watching basically. And because of such, the song began trending and it was doing well. His song after song were doing well and stuff like that. He came out again, did Mad Out, and another controversial song, and he did the song about witchcraft if they're not playing. And but his songs were shot. His songs went up. They parachuted, it went up when he did Saint Mary, did all these kind of songs, and it was about witchcraft. Other artists were doing it and have been doing it, but he's the one who made a name for himself, so he became the target. Oh, people said, are the most controversial songs and were running the streets with it. Then he came out with Mad Out. People didn't like that again. You understand me? Another controversial song where people were saying that no, they're not promoting madness in the society and stuff. And so it was just one controversy after the other with Valiant that simply didn't sit well with people. He began signing to Ramesh, and Ramesh is a person who is for the spotlight of the, a whole lot of controversy around Ramesh that has been reported in the media. And so people just didn't like the atmosphere around it. So after he did Mad Out, people are saying that his notoriety or whatever, it went down, or his reputation went down after that. I don't believe that, because what happened is that based on what I'm seeing, is that after he signed to Ramesh, he was traveling. He began traveling and he began doing his music overseas. So he's tapping into a wider audience and being able to reach them physically. And so that's what I think happened. They're catering for making the money now, generating the money from the music. And so a lot of things there's a turn that has to be made. That's what I've seen with Valiant. So how do people come to not like him? The controversies that simply did not sit well with people. The controversial songs. It's going to create a wave. It's going to get an attention. But here's the thing: Valiant did not show a story of much suffering, and people like a bad story. For example, TJ, his arch rival who he was clashing with. TJ, is from Montego Bay. TJ have spoke a few times about his upbringing and that he was a thief, he was robbing people or anything, stuff like that. Then he went on and he started doing music. I think Fox had him. Yeah, a great guy. Fox had him, it didn't work out, whatever the case may be. Then he was there doing his music. Ramesh had him. He put out a few hits or several hits. Then he went independent and, he spoke about it several times and what he was going through and stuff like that. Now he's with Solid Agency. So people would have seen the journey. People would have seen that. People would have heard that. And people can relate to that. People want a story of suffering because human beings, in particular in the Black community, they relate more to suffering because of being mentally displaced through politics, through their ancestors going through slavery, and it's like they don't get a break, they don't get a stimulus package. And because of such, people want people who have a story of pain and long suffering. I don't know why until this day people are still choosing, people haven't gotten over that hurdle and are still choosing to ear or to give an ear to a person who has a story of suffering behind their triumph. And you won't find a person coming out saying that, oh, I was raised in a home with my mother and my father. They took very good care of me. They were middle income people. My father was a banker. My mom was a school teacher or a school principal. And this is the reason I'm doing dancehall music. People aren't interested to hear that because they don't see that as a motivational guide. They want something that they can relate to. As I say, the history of dancehall, it came from a place of people who were going through, socioeconomic issues and also political issues, and they see the music as an escape route and also a chance to vent their frustration and showcase their talent. And so when a person comes out from another part of the society wherein they would have been deemed doing well, never mind the fact that they're still Jamaican, never mind the fact that they may be of darker hue, just the same, if they are from a middle income home or upper echelon home, people aren't going to relate to them. People don't want to hear them. And I think it's very unfair because at the end of the day, you don't know a person's story and everybody's not going to tell you something in full detail. And I think that's one of the reasons. No, Valiant did not come from upper echelon or anything like that. I'm just giving you an example. So for those in the back, please, it's a reference. Okay? So Valiant haven't come out with a story of much suffering or of much of that. So this is why a lot of people probably don't take on to him in the clash. People will rate TJ. And another thing, TJ have done a lot of diss track or a lot of Badman song. I keep saying diss track. A lot of Badman song and lyrics throughout his career since the inception of it. And so people would have already deemed him as a bad man artist and stuff like that. Valiant have dropped lyrics out of lyrics, one and two here and there, Glock 40 pa my belly, and you understand me? So people wanted to hear what he had to say. You have sing about that live, so let's see it in lyrics. You understand me? And in this. So that is one of the reasons I gather why people do not relate to Valiant and they perhaps don't like him. I don't get the dislike because that's a bit extreme. And I spoke about it. I can't begin to tell you about people with emotional attachment to artists. I don't see the reason to dislike the guy. I mean, I don't like a lot of his songs. Not a lot. A few of his songs. I don't like the things that they are saying, but he wouldn't be the only one. It's so many of them in dancehall. I don't cater for the female degradation. I will listen to the song because they sound good. They have a catchy hook. A lot of them lyrics because a lot of these guys have their education, so they would have more lyrics in it rather than a guy of previous era. And so I will listen to them. They have a hook to it. They have a melody to it, but at the same time, the content is so dirty and filthy. So I don't pay much attention to their song. You understand? So he wouldn't be the only one. But other than that, I like Valiant's song. I like his music. I think that he's talented, just like all the others. He's very talented and stuff. I don't get the reason to dislike, because dislike is a strong emotion. It's a strong negative emotion, and oftentimes, like I say, people have misery in their life and they come on social media to project it. So that could be also the reason to dislike him. And like I said, people can't relate to a guy who doesn't showcase his suffering so everybody see. Other than the story of him and Popcorn, you understand me, there's much that people are privy to or hearing, and because of his the controversies, like I say, with the songs that he put out and stuff like that, and he was going. I think that when a person come after you, like the case of Tommy Lee, instead of bucking, you should stand 10 toes down. If that's the avenue that you go to, because I guarantee if you change and do something else other than that, it's rare that it's going to capture audience or people are going to be interested in listening it. If it's pure and if it came out of being genuine and real and authentic, your audience will follow you because they were real from the get-go. But if it's a case of a shadow success or anything like that, you are going to have major issues transferring into other topics that are more relatable, that are genuine, that are real, conscious music, that is. You understand? So with that being said, kudos to Jamal dropping his diss track. I hope to see Valiant respond, because he said anybody else who come in dead. You understand? So we hope to see him respond to it and hear what he has to say. We see how TJ go to Uptown Monday and he was dropping his diss track. But I like the fact that he came out and had to remind the public that it's strictly music and lyrics. You understand? And they leave it at that. I don't know if it's pure, if what he's saying is the truth, but he took on the responsibility, and I commend him for that. He took on the responsibility to make it known that, listen, this is music, guys. Relax. You understand me? And I'm proud of him for saying that, because people are just taking this thing way too personal, making threats, disrespecting people on social media, for people posting their personal opinion and vlogging about it, and I just find it, like I say, very disturbing. But then again, that's Jamaican space of certain people in society, and we leave it at that. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you for your ears. We're hoping to hear Valiant diss track. I like Jamal Xerox. I think the punches, delivery, melody, everything was good. I don't care what anybody has to say. I like it, and I hope to see Valiant respond with his diss track. Thank you so much. Enjoy your day. I'll be back. So may God bless you. Bye-bye.